Hey everyone, welcome you all. So in the today's video, we will try to understand about AI agents. So we know about LLMs, large language models like ChatGPT or DeepSeek or Google Gemini. These are all different type of LLM applications where we can provide different type of prompts and we can get different type of outputs. But what exactly AI agent means? How exactly it will work and what is the difference between LLMs and AI agents? And where exactly the AI agents will be used? So we'll try to understand in today's video. So before knowing about AI agents, we need to understand what are the limitations in LLMs, all kinds of LLMs. So the LLMs are basically trained on data up to a certain point and cannot access real time or updated information. So for example, let's say ChatGPT is trained data up to 2021. But now if I give any prompt, if I ask ChatGPT to provide any information which has happened after 2021, or it may happen around 2022 or 2022 or 3 or 4, then ChatGPT may not provide you the accurate information. So why? Because ChatGPT is trained data up to 2021. So that is the biggest limitation. Similarly, if I ask LLM or if you ask any ChatGPT or any LLM application about a recently released software tool or recently happened event, it may not provide you the accurate outcome. So that is one of the biggest limitation in any LLMs. Basically, it works based on NLP, so natural language processing. So it can understand our prompt and accordingly whatever the data which is already predefined inside it, and accordingly it will provide the output. That's how the LLM works. So the lack of real time knowledge, it doesn't have any knowledge about real time. That is one of the biggest limitation in LLMs. Similarly, no contextual memory. If I take any LLM, so it doesn't maintain any memory of past interactions. Suppose today I have interacted with LLMs and provided different type of prompts. Right? Each prompt will be treated as a different or independent query or independent question. So it cannot maintain all this prompts related tracking. It doesn't have any tracking and it doesn't maintain any memory inside it. So it doesn't have any contextual memory. So inability to perform actions. And LLMs basically provide the outcome based upon the prompt, but it cannot perform any actions. So again, what is action means? For example, if I ask any LLM, what is the output of 2 plus 2? It may gives you right result, which is 4, right? That is also an action. But what action I'm talking about here is the real-time action. Suppose if I ask LLM to perform some action on some e-commerce website. So for example, I want to connect to some e-commerce application, then I want to search for some product and I want to add to the cart and then I want to do some payment. So this is my actions. So if I ask to perform those actions in LLM, it cannot perform. So because it is nowhere related to real-time actions or real-time activities. So whatever the content which is already having, which is more static, and based on that only it will provide the output for us. So it is inability to perform the actions. LLMs cannot perform the live actions. Suppose if I want to interact with an application, I want to perform certain activities on the web UI. So our chat GPT or any DeepSeek cannot perform directly actions on the web UI. Right? It cannot interact with the backend systems basically. It cannot connect to any database or any API or any other resources. It works based on the static content. So that is the reason it cannot perform the real-time actions. And the other limitation is bias and insecurity and inaccuracy. Sometimes even LLM may provide some inaccurate information or inaccurate outcome. Whenever you ask some prompt, sometimes it can provide the inaccurate outcome. That means it can bias the process. So LLM may produce a biased or incorrect outputs based on their training data. So suppose if I ask something and the related data is not available or not feeded into the LLM, so you may get bypassed to bias to some other content and it can provide that content. So that is a possibility which we have in LLMs. And finally, limited understanding. So LLMs can't truly understand the context like human. Suppose if I talk to some other person, they can understand what exactly you are asking for and your intentions and your behavior and everything. But LLMs cannot do that. So they just generate the responses based on the patterns, not actual comprehension. Right? These are all limitations which one can identify in any type of LLMs. So to overcome these limitations, we go for AI agent. So what exactly AI agent means? So AI agent is a program or it is a system so that uses artificial intelligence to perform a task autonomously. So which is very important term, autonomously means what? Without our instructions or without our human intervention, AI agent itself can do the actions in real time. That means what? AI agents can directly interact with the backend systems. It can be database or it can be web UI or it can be API. Whatever resources are available at the backend, our AI agent will able to communicate with them and perform the real-time actions. So as a user, I provide the prompt. What AI agent will do, it can understand that prompt and it will perform the real-time actions. But in LLM, the real-time actions are not possible, whereas in AI agent, real-time actions are possible. So according to the definition, so an AI agent is a system that uses artificial intelligence to perform tasks autonomously. It can perceive its environment. So to perform task autonomously means in the live or in the real-time actions to perform, it perceives its environment. It will able to take the definition decisions and also take actions to achieve specific goals. So we need to define what exactly the AI agent should do. So according to our instructions, the AI agent will perform the task at the real time. That means it is able to interact with the web pages. It is able to identify the elements automatically and it is able to perform the actions, right? According to our instructions, it will able to do everything. So to do those things, it will internally maintain the environment and based on our prompt and based upon our previous interactions, it will identify the history. Based on that, it will make the decisions and accordingly it will take the actions based upon our goals. So AI agents often combine LLMs with other tools, APIs and decision making algorithms. But how exactly AI agents works? It is combined with LLMs. It is combined with LLM. So LLM is always provide only static data, but sometimes AI agents also can be integrated with LLMs. So then LLM is capable of doing the real-time actions. Also, AI agents can integrate with some other tools, or sometimes it can integrate with APIs, and it can also integrate with some decision-making algorithms. So that's how the AI agent works. So AI agents is a kind of an enhancement of LLMs, we can say. So LLMs works based on only static data, which is a predefined or pre-trained. Whereas AI agents will work on top of LLMs, where the AI agents will interact with the live environment or real applications or real-time data. So that's how the AI agent works. The main features, autonomy. So autonomy is nothing but what? We can operate without constant human intervention. So we don't need, suppose if you just want to work with LLM, so we need to keep giving different prompts, depends on the outcome. But once you provided the instructions to the AI agent, it will able to perform all the actions constantly without human intervention. That is called autonomy. Adaptability means what? It learns and improves over time. Suppose if you keep on interacting with the AI agent, it learns what exactly you're asking, right? It learns from that and improves over the time. And once you started using AI agents, you can keep on getting the best results. And goal oriented. It is designed to achieve the specific objectives. So why AI agent design? Because we need to achieve the specific objective. So for example, let's say a customer support AI agent is there. And what exactly a customer support AI agent will do, it can answer the queries, resolve the issues, and escalate problems to human agents if it is needed. So most of the e-commerce applications, we will able to see that. So whenever you start chatting in the chatbot, so artificial intelligence, AI agent will invoked. So the AI agent will able to answer your queries. And suppose if you are working on e-commerce application, if you want to know the details about the product, you can interact with the AI agent, which is related to that application. Even it seems like a chatbot, at the back end, AI agent is integrated. So whatever queries you are asking about the product, it will go internally, it will communicate and it will capture the data in deeper, and that will consolidate the data and provide the answers to your queries. And if there are any issues about your orders, right? So your AI agent will able to resolve them. And sometimes if the AI agent is not able to resolve, it is automatically escalate the same issues to the human agents if it is needed. So that's how exactly the AI agent works. Another example, for example, as a chatbot. So that not only responds to user queries, but also books a ticket for a flight. So for example, some banking applications, some traveling applications, you may notice this. So there will be a chatbot will be opened once you successfully log in. And in the chatbot, it will ask you your details, user profile, and all the details. Then you can just book the ticket, flight, and everything directly from the chatbot. So instead of interacting with all the different things or to do different workflows, instead of doing multiple navigations and workflows, you can directly achieve that through chat box itself. And that is internally integrated with AI agent. So simply it will, you can just provide the query like I want to book a ticket. Then it will ask you, so where is the source and destination and date. So once you provided that information, automatically the ticket will be booked or available options will be shown. So then once you selected that option, the ticket will be booked. So all this process will be taken care by AI agent. Okay. So that's how exactly the AI agent works. If I look at here, this picture, we can understand in deeper aspect. So this is a basically AI agent. Let's say the user, as a user, we provide simple a prompt, and the AI agent will use NLP, natural language processing, to understand the prompt and generate the task list, and then it will able to execute. And while executing the task, it needs some resources. It can be data or document, or it can be code executor, or it can be some task output, or any machine learning model, or any LLM. So this AI agent will be integrated with any of these sources. So whenever the user is gives the prompt to the AI agent, will do the task or will complete the task or execute the task by using the different tools and environments. So how AI agents overcome the limitation LLM? So we have understood what is LLM, what is AI agent, but how come the AI agent will overcome the limitations of LLM? Like AI agents can integrate with the tools. So for example, AI agents can connect to APIs, databases, or tools to perform the actions. But LLMs cannot connect them. So LLMs directly cannot connect to the backend systems. It can be database or APIs, anything. So it works only based on the static data. So whenever you provide the point, it provides the static content or static outcome. But once AI agent is integrated with this LLM, then that AI agent will able to connect corresponding APIs or databases or tools, then it will able to perform the actions. Example, as we discussed, booking a ticket or fetching a real-time data can be done through AI agent. And memory and context. So if I use only LLM, it doesn't maintain any memory or it doesn't know about any context. It is just provide the outcome based upon the pre-trained data. But once you integrated AI agent, the AI agents can maintain the context across interactions by storing conversation history or using external memory systems. So whenever you provide different prompts, and based on that, it can understand what exactly the context is, and it can store that conversation history in external memory systems. It will internally maintain the memory also. And real-time data access, as we discussed, AI agents will directly interact with the real-time data. Accordingly, it will perform the real-time actions. But LLMs cannot directly interact with the real-time. But once integrated with AI agents, that will directly interact with the uh, live or real-time data, and accordingly, it will perform the actions. The real-time data in the sense, fetch the live data from the internet or any other sources to provide up-to-date information. LLM cannot provide the data up to date, right? So it can always provide the old content. Similarly, it's not AI agent is not like that. So AI agent will always pull the data from the real systems or real databases or live applications. So real-time data access is possible through AI agent. Task automation is possible. Task automation. Suppose if we want to do a single task or multiple tasks, we can automate that using AI agent. So just we simply provide the instructions. AI agent will perform those tasks, the automate the task. So they can perform automated task unlike LLMs. So LLMs cannot perform any automation, just whatever the prompt we provided, accordingly it will provide the outcome, but it cannot perform any automation. But once you provide proper instructions or prompts to the AI agent, will able to perform the automation, which only provide the text responses. LLMs will provide only text responses. They can execute tasks like sending mails. So the AI agents is able to execute the tasks like sending emails, automatically updating the spreadsheets, controlling small devices. These are all real-time actions. So normal LLMs cannot do this. It can just provide the static text responses. But once integrated AI agents will able to do all these tasks. So by integrating this LLM, generative AI and AI agents, there are so many automation tools are coming into market, which are basically codeless automation tools. We don't need to write any automation script or code. Just we need to provide English statements. Just simply provide the test case in normal plain English, and accordingly, it will perform all the actions on the web UI or applications. Example, let's say test rigger. So test rigger is a tool, or we can, other words, we can say it is a agent internally used. We don't need to write any coding inside this. We just provide the plain English language steps, and accordingly it will perform all the actions on the real applications. Okay, later we will see how exactly they will work. So this is all about AI agents. What is LLM? What are the limitations of LLM? How exactly AI agents will overcome the limitations of LLM? So as I said, an example, an AI agent can use an LLM to understand the user request. Like suppose the AI agent is integrated with LLM and we are providing some prompt. Then what is the prompt? Like say book a flight to New York and then connect to the travel API. So as soon as you provide this prompt to LLM, internally the AI agent is integrated with this LLM. So what this AI agent will do, it will connect to the travel API, corresponding travel API, and then perform the booking process. Okay, so where exactly we are providing the prompt on LLM, but internally the AI agent is able to communicate with the real-time data. That can be database, that can be API or any other source, so that it will perform the real-time activity. So what is the main difference between LLM and AI agent? So far we understood. So LLM is basically having a pre-trained data. It is not up to date. Static data is maintained. It doesn't have any other context. It cannot perform any execution or any actions on the real applications or real time. Whereas AI agent will do the task. It can remember the context. Accordingly, it will perform the actions and execution on the real time data. So if I look at LLM, what is the main role of LLM is it can simply generate the test cases. If I talk with respect to testing, software testing, basically LLMs can be generated test cases. LLM can generate the code also, right? Or document test results based on the natural language inputs. And what is the limitation here is they cannot execute the test. It can generate the test cases, it can do all the documentation stuff, but it cannot execute the test on the real applications. Or it cannot interact with the software system directly. It cannot identify elements. It cannot perform the actions on buttons, input labels, or any logos or anything. right? So it can suggest test scenarios, we can write test cases, we can prepare the test plans, all the documentation work, we can do that, but we cannot execute it, we cannot run it. For that, we need to go for AI agent. So AI agents can do that job. So AI agents can automate the entire testing process from generating test cases to executing them and reporting bugs. Everything will be able to do by AI agent. What are the capabilities? They can interact with the software. As I said, it directly interact with the application, simulate the user actions, like what exactly we do on the applications. Let's say login, we enter username, password, submit, then we will verify the dashboard page is open or not. So all these interactions or actions can be done by AI agents, and also it can integrate with CI/CD pipelines. All these processes we can achieve only through AI agent. Example, an AI agent can automatically test a web application by clicking buttons, filling forms, and validating outputs. So here exactly the AI agents come into picture. So AI agents will be integrated with multiple things. Basically, LLMs will integrated with AI agent. So overall, what we can understand about AI agent is, let's say this is our LLM, so large language model. So we will provide certain prompt here. As a user, we provide the prompt. So LLM will have only static content. So it is having only pre-trained data. So from this, it will give the response. It cannot interact with the live applications. Suppose if your integrated agent AI agent. So then what we can provide here, we can also ask LLM to provide the actions or execution. So it can directly interact with the AI agent, and this AI agent will able to perform the actions. Real-time data it can access. It can be database, it can be API, it can be web applications. So all these things can be accessed by AI agent, and that will be integrated with LLMs. So nowadays there are so many automation tools like Codeless. Automation tools like test rigger will internally use AI agent, through which just we need to write the test cases in plain English language, and that will be executed on the real time browser. It will able to interact with the API, it can access the database, it can perform the web testing, it can perform API testing, it can perform the mobile app testing. All things are possible with the AI agent. Okay, so that's how we need to understand about AI agents. In the coming videos, we will try to understand more about AI agents. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.